Hello viewers, it's Super GT here. Now it looks like cycle production has made its return into Forza Motorsport, but not quite the same as it was before. So this is the Divisions cycle production. For those of you wondering what the hell this is, basically the old cycle production we would all have the same car and you'd cycle around different tracks and everyone's in the same car. But this one, Divisions, so it's going to cycle around different divisions in the game. This one here is track toys, as you can see by all the BAC monos and Lotus cars, and of course you have different varying tracks. I tried to make my way around for turn 1, just about managing it, although I don't think anyone behind me did. So that's only about 7 people who managed to get through that one out of 22. Good going. So yeah, this is an interesting one. We'll see how this goes. So the division, I mean, there's lots of divisions in the game. There's of course lots of bad ones when we have all of the trucks and things and the off-roaders, which are pointless. But here we are then, track toys. This is quite a good one around Dubai. Let's see how we do. So making our way already then up into 5th position, and we're running one of the shorter versions of Dubai here. It's quite cool. I quite like this little configuration here actually. So I mean the full configuration of Dubai, where you start winding around the long corners, that's the rubbish version. I think this one, this version here is quite good. The corners are okay around this part. Doesn't really, I mean the problem with Dubai, it just feels like a race. It doesn't feel like a racetrack, it feels like a road. I mean it is based on a real road, and I mean that's a problem really. You want it to feel like a racing circuit, which I suppose this configuration does. That guy is literally hitting the apex. It's going to cost him a bit of time though. So now up into 3rd. So slowly making progress here. There's no real rush up into 3rd position. Start lap 2. Still got a couple more laps left to go. 5-lap race in total. This guy all over the place. I'm going to go up the inside into the sharp right. So you can see here plenty of lotuses or loti. I don't even know. Lotuses. Yes, just sounds weird. Probably doesn't. I don't know. I'm just confusing myself here really. There's the sand that can suck you off. Brutal stuff. If you come here to Dubai, and I think it's this 211, the Lotus 211, which appears to be a handling beast in this division at least. So this is track toys, so you can tune your cars up to S-Class 750 PI. Rounding out the final corner, I don't think I've really gained on the leader here. I think if anything he's got away from me on this lap. So moving over to the left hand side, let's maximise that track width coming into the first corner once again. So you can see that the apex kind of pokes out and I just turn in way too early there, and I'm going to concede my 2nd position. Let's see if this guy can go about try and catch up with the leader. In fact, the leader just made a very big error. He's in the wall on the left hand side. So now we are embroiled in a battle for the lead. So that has actually turned around on its head very quickly. So now we find ourselves battling for 1st place instead. Right, let's see if we can go about getting past this guy. We did manage it a couple of laps ago, or on the last lap. So almost making contact, not quite. I do have marginally better straight line speed. That car is built primarily for handling. So there we go. You almost got sucked off by the sand, but I am through here into the lead, into the tunnel for the 3rd time. Striking the apex nicely. You can run out very wide here. That isn't considered dirty by the game, so that's absolutely fine going out there. Maximising the track width on the exit, through the long right, out of the tunnel, up the hill, onto the main straight, dipping left to maximise the track width on the entry to turn 1. Crossing the line, there we go, 1st place, 2 laps remaining. Now let's see how this race will play out. Taking the 1st corner a little bit better there. Is the back marker going to be kind to me? Yes he is, but is this one going to be kind to me? As we skip to the end of lap 4, you see I have opened up that gap to 300-400 feet now. Into the 1st corner, I should be comfortable, but then this guy, he's going to go oversteer. I'm going to go right, no, I'm going to go left, and then he just at the wrong moment oversteers and goes the other way. and well, I completely messed that one up, and I've gone back down to third. Can I catch up with these guys and haul them in? Not quite. You can see at the end of the race they were very close. In fact, I just noticed, if you look at the timer on the left, or the positions, it just switched, and then the guy in second tries to push the other guy off. So there's a naughty little move there across the line, and yeah, just about spotted that one, finishing third in our first race. So I suppose it could be worse. We then go to this division featuring the Alpha 33 Stradale, but I'm going to go for something fairly new to the game. So the new Nissan, the R380, there it is. Very beautiful looking car, I must say, from the 60s. So here we go with some vintage races around Rio de Janeiro. Okay, so I'm expecting lots of carnage into turn number one, or this is turn number one, I guess, and then this is the proper turn one. So here we go, into the apex, and that guy's into the back of me. Just about keep it under control though, so don't lose too much time there, thankfully. Let's try to get the car back on the feisty German. He's going to come across to look to defend. Can I get ahead? Yes, he just about backs out there. Into 6th position. Into the chicane section. And it's a little bit messy, but not too bad. Into the hairpin. And it's gone into a 2x2 formation. My fellow R380 user has lost out massively there. So then up into 5th position, into the final corner. And there just happens to be a parked car in the middle of the circuit. Not the safest thing I've ever seen. But this is Forza Motorsport, where you will find weird and wonderful things like that. Just, you know, a car park in the middle of the main straight. Good times indeed. Just to add to that carnage, just in case there wasn't any. So, hairpin. How is this one going to go? Just having to back off slightly to make sure we don't go into the back of 4th place. He takes plenty of curve through there. The car doesn't really want to turn. And you'll find that with lots of these classic vintage racers, the handling is very strange. Or I'm just not that good, one of the two. That guy's into the wall, and I'm almost into the wall, almost followed him in. I'm gaining positions here. You can see it in the previous race as well. Just biding my time, waiting for the positions to come. And is this going to be another move? I think it just about is. We make a bit of contact, and he's going to go into the back of the parked car. Oh boy, he just fell victim to the car park rule. So then this is the end of lap 4. Oh, sorry, it's not the end of lap 4, it's the start of lap 5. I don't know what I'm talking about. And then coming into turn 1, got a back mark here. He tries to pin me against the wall, but then he's just going to absolutely savagely murder that guy. This innocent guy who's doing nothing wrong just gets absolutely blitzed from behind. It was fairly brutal, I must say. We've got another back marker here. What is this guy going to do? He's just kind of just going to stop. Just going to stop in the middle on the apex. Form a roadblock, thinking he's the FBI or something, but kind of shove him out of the way, carry on in 2nd position, but the pack is rapidly catching me up. A couple of guys in 3rd and 4th. 1st place is long gone. Through the chicane, I kind of just forget to turn. The car doesn't really want to turn, and we've done a nice little 360 there to kind of show off the beauty of this car. So it is a very nice looking car. Gone down into 4th though as a result of that impromptu 360. So can we return to former glory and get back into 2nd position with only 1 lap remaining? It's a short lap around here at Rio, just under a minute or so, well, actually 50 seconds, so quite a lot under a minute. Let's see if we can go about getting back one of these positions at least, get on that podium. Into the hairpin, very tight indeed. Actually the guy in 2nd there, now down to 3rd, taking a poor line. He's actually taking a very poor line through there. Can I look for the move? Let's get to the left-hand side, coming into the chicanes. And I'm just going to back out there. Not the greatest place to go for a move. And into the hairpin. Possible move here. No, not quite. It's not going to happen for me today. So 4th position, and that tyre is just going to completely mess me up. And that's going to secure my fate of a 4th position. Okay, so a 3rd and a 4th. So Lime Rock here we go. Unfortunately, we found ourselves in the freaking SUV division. So, yeah, the Rammer's Joy, basically. They should call it the Rammer division, where you can practice your techniques of brake checking, not braking at all, waiting a lap to smash off the leader, those kinds of things. Anything with a Nissan Juke is probably a bad division, let's be honest. But I've gone for the Cadillac Escalade because it's just an absolute baller of a car. Check it out. We even have to go into the far chase cam because I can't see for shit. So then, I'm up against F4H racers there. You can see one of my teammates in the race, and I'm essentially inclined to just be a roadblock for 10 minutes. Let's see if I can do it. He's gone for the Jaguar F-Pace, so I'd imagine he'd be a lot quicker than I am compared to this tank of a car. He's going to go to the left-hand side. There he is, and through the right. Over that curb, he does not like the curbs at all, I must say. And F4H Racers has got through, and that's pretty much the end of the race, basically, because once he's gone, there's pretty much zero chance of any chance. There's just zero chance of trying to catch up with him, especially when you consider the cars that we're in. Now through here, you can see the car it's just awful. It's just shocking. I don't even know why I chose it really. It's just for banter and memes. And again, almost tipping over through there. That's how bad the body roll is. At the end of the race, I do manage to properly tip it over. There we go. Kill this stupid vehicle. And here we go then. Worst rejoin of the week. A new section of the show. Here we go. And there it is. Just comes back on the track, spins himself out. And yeah, that's it. We move on then to a proper race around about Road America. So I've gone for the Chevrolet Daytona prototype here, and we're starting the race in 5th position. 3 laps of carnage. The leader there just rushing aside his opponent. I'm going to make my way slowly over to the right hand side, just checking to make sure I'm not going to ram anyone out of the way. Luckily I managed to avoid contact there and just move to the right hand side to let this guy have a bit more space into turn number 2, up against another Chevrolet Daytona prototype. And once again, another miracle has occurred. There's been no contact and I haven't been killed. So then, this is why I chose this car. Road America, plenty of straights. And this car seems to do the job on these straights. You see it going past the Mazda Lola there with minimal effort. Into turn number 3. And that guy's going to spin out. Bit of karma there. I don't know if you noticed it. He kind of actually pushed the other guy out of the way and then just spun out. So, you know, fair enough that he got some retribution from the racing gods. So through the right hander, down the kink, or down the crest into the left kink, into the carousel, under the Speedville bridge. Let's see how this one goes. And just up behind, yet again, still the other Chevrolet Daytona prototype. And I'm going to look to the left hand side here. We're running the chicane. Not sure why we're running this version, to be honest, in prototype cars. Just about keeping 2 wheels within track limits. And on the exit, I'm going to try and pull away here. In fact, F4H Racers has come in to join the party. So, a very speedy teammate who won the previous race is going to get involved here. Let's see what happens into this turn. He goes in very late on the brakes, or I go in very early, shall I say. And he goes very narrow and doesn't really make the move stick at all. So, keeping 2nd position for now. Into the final corner of the circuit and rounding it out onto the main straight. Just 3 laps here. The leader already with a sizable margin over the crest, and eventually at the end of the race nothing really happened. Now this is an amazing moment, guys. Laguna Seca has come up in the vote. Laguna Seca! Oh my god, I've barely ever done this track online. Oh, but don't worry, we're doing it in the crappy freaking Jeeps. And I mean, there's a bloody beach buggy. This is the fastest car in this class. So this is the problem with these division cycled production, is that every now and then, or pretty much 90% of the time, you'll just get a crappy division. So here we go then. I'm going to give it a go in the freaking beach buggy. Let's see how we can go about beating, who is it, AMS McQueen here in the lead. Down into turn 1. It was a shame that we had to race in something so stupid as this, but you can always make a race work, I suppose. Let's see if we can make this happen. It would have been nice to drive some GT cars, to be honest. That would have been really ideal. And still, we got to say it, the voting is still completely messed up. Let's face it. When you consider that VIR comes up 99.99999% of the time, and Laguna Seca just never comes up. Basically, I think this is honestly about the second or third time I've played it just from a voting system. Obviously, in a private lobby or something, then I've played a lot more because you can actually choose it yourself. But in the votes, just pretty much never comes up. And I want to know which tracks you think come up the most and which ones you come up the least. Because for me, it's got to be VIR the most. Suzuka comes up quite a lot as well. Not that Suzuka's bad or anything, but that does come up a fair amount. But then you've got the tracks like Laguna Seca. Mugello doesn't even come up that often, to be honest. But yeah, Laguna Seca very rarely raced. It's a great track. I don't know why it doesn't come up so often. In fact, I do. I think it's just because VIR has so many configurations. It's weighted too heavily in the searches. That really does need to change. I'm trying to remember how many configurations it has. But I know that every configuration has rain, and every configuration has night at VIR. So I think there's about 9 or 10. Time that by 3, you've got about 30, 27 to 30 configurations. Is absolutely ridiculous. And then, of course, Laguna Seca's only got one, just straight the forward version during the day, and that's about it. But now this race is getting very close into the first corner. It's been fairly even so far on this first lap. So the Myers Manx here, I have done a video on this car before, and when tuned into S-Class, it is a bit of a missile in that class. It really does go quick in a line. It doesn't really turn, that must be said, but once you get to those straights, it really will give anyone a challenge. So Laguna Seca, then, we've got plenty of sand on the exits of the corners, and I suppose as this is a beach buggy, I should really feel at home by extending the circuit and going across the sand. But this race now is hotting up, it's getting very close. Could have thought about a move into there, but this isn't really a good corner to go for the moves. So then coming up towards the corkscrew, he's just dipped 2 wheels onto the sand, and he's just slowed down as a result. Can I go for the move? Well, I perhaps could have gone for the dive bomb, but he's actually got very late on the brakes, and I've been a bit passive there. It's not quite going to happen for me, not at this exact moment. Now through the downhill left, a beautiful corner when you hook it up properly, and then into the penultimate corner. This is where I really got to get it right if I want to have any chance of winning this race. So we've got a good run here, and on the final corner of the final lap of the race, I'm going to go for a savage move and take the lead exactly when he wasn't expecting it. In fact, he probably was expecting. I don't know what I'm talking about. In fact, that was the only time I could have gone for the move, and in the end it's going to be a first place. So for those of you who are waiting for a victory dance, here's a weird version of one. There we go. He actually just disappeared there completely. He just vanished off the face of the earth. But for those of you waiting for the Stalker Challenge, I suppose that little clip there at Laguna Seca would be the Stalker Challenge, as I did overtake him on the last corner. But there we go, guys. I do hope you enjoyed, as always. Obviously, do hit that like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more of the same. I shall see you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.